Before we get into the details of the speech, I'd like to ask you to visualize something with me. Let's imagine you woke up one morning and you no longer had the ability to leave your house. Except, every so often, these strange creatures would come and tap on your windows, take pictures, yell, and try to get you to do something. Now, add on to that no TV, no board games, no friends, and not even adequate space to stretch your legs. You may be saying to yourself, this scenario seems like a nightmare come to life, and you're right, yet instead it's not alien invasion, it's the enclosure and expedition of the animals of our Earth. This experience, although sad, is fairly common, as, according to National Geographic, an estimate of 80% of zoo animals experience zoochosis, bear frail. Today I will be walking you through why dangers such as zoochosis and mistreatment should be avoided and what efforts we can take in order to help rehabilitate animals within these situations. To fully understand the reason helping animals within zoos is important, we first must understand how zoos can hurt animals. Zoochosis, in the words of In Defense of Animals, is a form of psychosis that develops in animals held captive in zoos. Most often, it manifests in what are called stereotypic behaviors, or stereotypies, which are often monotonous, obsessive, repetitive actions that serve no purpose. Stated plainly, zoochosis is a mental anguish made visible by abnormal behavior, and it is a common indicator of poor welfare. This illness is the culmination of lack of enrichment and the mistreatment most animals may face when they live in enclosures. This common depressive syndrome, mixed with emotional, medical, and biological mistreatment, can cause animals to deteriorate and survive rather than live. Goldstein writes, a captive animal's memory and emotions are irregular, and some animals have been shown to become emotionally unpredictable. Prolonged stress also disrupts the balance of serotonin and dopamine in an animal's brain, which can lead to repetitive and often damaging behavior. These reasons are exactly why we need to come together and support the health of these beautiful creatures. But don't worry, these animals aren't unsavable. If you want to support animals in zoos and outside of zoos, you can focus your efforts on conservation organizations that focus on the health and care of wild animals outside of and within captivity. One of these organizations is the Humane World for Animals organization, which works to support animals in captivity by educating communities, creating legislation, and going undercover to expose the abuse of zoos. Through these organizations, you can donate to support their goals. Humane World for Animals states, wild animals belong in their natural habitats, not kept in roadside zoos and circuses for our entertainment. With your help, we're working to end this cruelty. Although this won't fix the issue as a whole, these simple acts of resistance and support better the lives of animals all over the world. It's easy to think of the ways in which our acts of resistance aren't enough to make a difference in the world. But if we take the time to picture a world where we aren't acting, it can show just how much we truly do. So, in case anyone listening to this is thinking that themselves, let's use this exercise. Close your eyes and picture a world where no one cares to think of the animals suffering in these exhibits. A world where animals are taken from the wild, put in captivity, and no one blinks an eye. No organizations care to look into, put up legislation, or rehabilitate these practices. Not a single person. This world would be a world filled with cramped spaces, depressed animals running themselves into circles from terrible anxiety, and thousands upon thousands of innocent bodies being buried. So, even if this world we live in isn't perfect, even if there's still zoos who abuse their animals, at least this world has someone, maybe even you, who cares enough to fight for them. In the article, Massive Collaboration, Massive Rescue, Brianna Grant explains how the Humane World for Animals managed to rescue around 700 plus animals for a Puerto Rican zoo and illegal wildlife trade. This is just one example of how these efforts impact animals' lives everywhere. Now that we've gone over a possible solution to this issue, let me explain what you can do to help. The first step you should take is to think about if you'd like to support a specific animal or support the prevention as a whole. The answer to this question will lead to the next. What organization to choose? I use the Humane World for Animals as an example, but there are many other organizations you can choose from. It's as simple as going online and looking up conservation organizations. From this, read their methods, experiences, and goals. Once you've chosen the organization that best fits you, you can decide how you'd wish to contribute. If that's just talking about their achievements and spreading awareness, that's great, but most organizations will allow you to subscribe to a donation or join their team. When you take the time to support an organization that supports these animals, you yourself are collaborating on their survival and betterment. It isn't about being the best or throwing away your life savings. It's about the effort you put into a cause that seeks the improvement of a harsh reality. Any effort means more than no effort to these creatures. Jane Goodall once said, "It is important to take action and to realize that we can make a difference, and this will encourage others to take action." I hope this speech has helped you show that detriment comes with the mistreatment of animals in zoos, detriments such as zoochosis and anxiety, and just how important it is, truly, to support these animals before it is too late. If I can leave you with one act, it is that these creatures are the only ones we have. Their lives depend on our sympathy and care, and that no matter how small you think your contribution to their health is, it does show, and it does make a difference. Thank you.